Welcome back. New package came in. Yeah, doesn't look too good. So let's open it up and take a peek inside. So I put the box on the floor and I will take the stuff out bit by bit. I paid, I think, 49 euros for all of that. So packaging, I can already tell, is shitty at best. And the first item is this 1541 with clearly a broken ledger here. Plastic is rattling inside, but not too much. Warranty seal is broken. That's a shame. All the screws are present. And I would say it's in really good condition. The label in front of this is missing, but still, that's not bad. Don't quite recall what I got in this package, so let's see. We have a joystick of kinds. Yeah, that sounds good. It says new. January 13th, 90. Okay, so it's not quite that new. And it's another joystick. Also feels okay. That one doesn't even have a designation. I think I have one of these. This should be a QuickJoy 2 Turbo with an auto fire button up here. These are pretty good. For a joystick, this is pretty much as good as it gets in the 90s. Same as this one. All micro switched. Nice. And of course I'll leave the main attraction for last. The attraction here being just stuff. Yeah, thanks for wrapping the joysticks and not wrapping the disk drive, because the disk drive is clearly broken in shipping. And these joysticks you can throw at a wall and they won't break. We have another joystick. Yeah, that is also a micro switch, but that feels way worse, and it's a QuickJoy 1 Turbo. So this is kind of the little brother of this one here. I've had worse joysticks like the QuickShot, the original. Not sure if they work. I think it was all sold as being broken or untested, untested. Thankfully another joystick I don't need. And this is the OG Competition Pro. If I should take a guess what this is, I would probably say it's a mouse. Oh no, I was wrong. It's a joystick. And it's again a QuickJoy. This time it's a Jetfighter SV126. Ooh. So now we have the whole QuickJoy family here. Interesting. You have an CPC Amstrad switch on top, where it does not belong, because, well, I don't think you would change the machine mid-gaming. And it's very dusty. You have auto fire, 2 auto fires. So I guess I'm going for the full set here. And it is the well-loved Brick of Death. We have another heavy one. I assume this is the second brick. We have indeed another power brick. This one has the red edition, the red whatever edition. And it's very clean. Cleanish, at least. Yeah, if you compare these, yellow, not yellow. This looks almost stock. Never seen such a clean power supply. We have what appears to be, and you can already see this, the C64 with a missing metal thingy here. And it does have a keyboard. And it's just smashed in there. It has seemingly no screws whatsoever. Oh, it's a C64, who would have guessed? And it's full of parts and missing the SID. And I bet you also missing the VIC chip, because you couldn't see that in the in the listing, if I recall correctly. Yeah, surprise, surprise. Yeah, that was so very clear. I hate it when people do this. Well, we get some parts. I'm relatively sure that these are broken, but you never know. This looks like the classic IC dump. I was hoping for at least the VIC-2 chip, but no. But I have a second one. Let's check that out. Oh, look at this. There's my 1541 part, which I can glue back on. Yay. So we have another case with a bent label up here. It's not a big deal. Labels more than I can eat. So let's take a peek inside this, and I bet you there's no VIC-2 either. Yep. Empty again. Yeah, nice. Thank you for nothing. Okay, so that is the classic eBay scam. Wow, that is very rusty. But I have a few chips. I can test these chips. If they work, nice. I at least get my money back. If they don't, they don't. And I have a keyboard, a spare keyboard, which I was hoping to get a case for. And I have two cases now, which is nice. And drum roll, here's the keyboard. It's a standard C64 keyboard, but I have these new keycaps in ice blue and yellow, or neon yellow, and I think this looks awesome, especially in a black case. So I will take one of these cases, which are yellowed anyway, maybe this one here, because this is a little bit nicer on top, and I will paint it black, and then I will put this keyboard in there. Not sure what I do with this then, but oh, this is so nice. And it has a little texture other than the normal keys. It has this little, call this the icy texture. I really like it. Yeah, so I want to put one of these in here. Let's see how this, yeah, that doesn't look too great, but imagine this to be black. This will look awesome. So I think there's no point in testing these machines because we already know they won't work without at least the VIC chip. But what we can do is we can take a working C64 and swap in all the other components and check if these work one by one. If you think this is boring, then thanks for watching, and until next time. For all the others, I will grab a power supply and a serial cable for the 1541, which I am sure is at least dead, maybe even robbed of its innards, at least all the socketed chips. And then we will go and swap chips in and out into a working C64. So before we go and test C64 chips, let's first test these power supplies. And the easiest way to do that is to go grab one of these heat shrink tubings, cut it in half, at least in my case, because it's one long ass thing. And on the C64 connector, you can see this little notch up here. And the top two pins are the AC voltage, the 9 volts, and the lower are the 5 volts DC. And what we want to do is we want to go and check this AC voltage. And on my multimeter, this is down here. No, it's down here. And I go to 20, and then you just put one probe in one of the heat shrink tubings and the other in the other. And you just go and plug it in and hope for the best. Let's see. And there's 10.2324. Yeah, that's good. So up to 11, I think, is good on the power supply without load. But there's different opinions about that. So just keep in mind, it's always a bit higher, and it's not the end of the world. On the other hand, if you have the 5 volt rail, and let me put these down here, That should be pretty much spot on 5 volts or plus minus 1 or 2%. And that goes in this here. So the not wavy line is DC and the wavy line is AC. And let's try that again. Let's see if we get 5 volts. 5.03, that's good. Okay, so we have a working power supply. That's a win in my books, and it's the nice one. That's even better. So very good. Let's put a check mark somewhere for now. So we can use this. That's nice. Let's try the yellowed one. 10.45. That's good. Okay, take it. 5.26, and don't be distracted by the minus in front of it, because I just have the probes the wrong way around. So this is within spec. Nice. Okay, 2 working C64 power supplies. I like it. So let's use this one here to test. So here's the Boss 64. Because of this Hugo Boss sticker. If you are not familiar with Hugo Boss, it's a German clothing brand and perfume and stuff. Yep, that looks good. Still worky. Okay, let's open this up. And let's put in chips and see if anything from these other machines actually works, or if they really just did the classic eBay trash dump. By the way, this is one of the rarer boards from 1986. This is a 250466 board, which is relatively seldom, I heard. And I just noticed the only chip I can actually test is the VIC-2 and the SID, because all the other chips are not socketed. That sucks. Okay, so we need another machine. Or we grab the VIC-2 from that machine and put it in the other machine. Hopefully it doesn't kill the VIC-2. Ah, no. No, we don't do that. I have too few VIC-2 chips already, so let's just close this up and take another C64. That actually has socketed chips. Another 64, let's try that one, and that is a 250425 from end of 84. It has a Dolphin DOS and a Plankton PLA. At some point I took the time to actually open all the C64s except for one, which is still sealed, and take a peek, or took a peek inside, just to see what I have there. Yeah, that is a bit more complex, but we have the CPU, the PLA, and it's not a Plankton, it's actually a GAL PLA, and one of the CIAs socketed, and the ROM, the BIOS ROM. Okay, and that 74 LS373, and the VIC chip is still under this soldered plate here. So let's try the PLA maybe. Okay, we only have 2 socketed chips here. One is the CIA and one is the, I think it's a BIOS ROM. So not much to test here. And we have one of the MT RAM chips. And we have the infamous MOS LS logic chips here, which is not good. So this thing actually screams kill me, and I just noticed that the power switch is missing. Okay, so there's, I think, not much to test here. We'll take this out and see if the C64 boots with these. And that will give us some kind of indication. Okay, that worked like a charm. Nice. Ooh, these are the really shitty sockets. Nice. Okay, so we have a CIA and we have a ROM chip. Let's test. We also have U8 missing. Not sure if we have anything socketed in here. We sure as hell have no VIC chip, so nope, nothing else socketed, which might be a good thing because whoever owned this before didn't bother to desolder stuff. So let's check if the fuse is still good. Yep, that's good. I think you could bring this board back if you solder in a new power switch. Put U8 back in. Does run without the SID, but there are replacements now, cheap replacements, so I would try that probably. Okay, so let's put, no, that's the wrong keyboard. Let's put this to the side. Notice I didn't try the machine first, so let's first try if it actually works. Still. And it does. And it's a Dolphin DOS machine. Good. So then we go and we can swap that ROM chip out. Well, that's very loose. So let's see. Oh yeah, that's of course dead. Oh man, that is so shitty. Putting in all the trash parts you have and then throwing it up on eBay. I hate that. It's not cool. It's really not cool. Let's try the CIA. That is in. Out of memory error in 0. Yeah, thank you. This is such a shitty move. Man. Yeah, last time I had someone ask me how do I get all these great deals. Well, I told him that the deals are not always great, and I think this is a very good example, so I'm glad I made this video just to show that you can't always win. Okay, so 2 out of 2 are dead, which tells me something. Let's try the other C64. So how do I go about this? I have this board now with some chips and stuff, and there's clearly missing the VIC-2, one CIA, the BIOS, U8, the switch. So I will just take that board, trash the thing here. Oh, there's something lying in here. Oh, that could be, look at that. I think that is U8, 7416. Not sure, but I will just push it in there for now. That got probably hurled around in transport, so yeah, so this will just go to the side for now. I have donor board, a new donor board now, and a donor case. And let's check the other one, or better even, let's try this. Let's try this keyboard here because we can. Oh yeah, that looks pretty fantastic here. So someone did desolder the shift lock key and didn't bother to put it back on because I am pretty sure he just stole the plungers here. Okay, let's try this out. Hope it works somehow. I have keys, so I can get a full-sized or full keyboard if it actually works to some extent. Let's see. And no, it doesn't. It's just doing stuff. Wow, even the keyboard is broken, which is a real thing on these keyboards because there's barely anything in here. There's no chip or anything. How do you manage to break one of these keyboards? Or is it just because there's no spring here? That could be. I think that's it. It's because of these two things here. So let's try that again. Pulling up these two. Yeah, but still, none of the keys actually does anything. Wow, that's rare. That is really rare. Okay. I have no idea what happened here. We shall see. Let's see if the CIA is still good. Maybe my machine broke. I mean, could be. But it would be very unusual. So let's try that keyboard again. And that works just fine. And the lag is just the capture device, which is a piece of shit. So I wanted to take a closer look at the keyboard, and this is just some intercut into this video because it's weeks later and still haven't had the chance to get to this keyboard. As you can see, it's still missing two plungers. Two plungers are here. It's really dirty. On the back side, these two contacts are not soldered on, so there's no shift lock. I'm not sure if this is needed for the keyboard to work. I also noticed that screws are missing here, which make this actually go stronger so that the keys actually can make contact with the board. I don't think that's the reason why the keyboard is not working, but could be. Let's remove this sticker here. So there's something I don't want to know what this is. Looks like a dead animal, so yikes. Let's take that off. All the cables seem to be in order. This seems to be in order, so can't see any problem here. So let's remove all the screws, take this cover off, and let's see what's going on here. And for that I have my electrical screwdriver, because this is perfect. Because you go crazy if you do this by hand. Okay, let's take this off. And it reveals, well, not much. Doesn't look so bad, to be honest. All the cables are still attached. There are a few dead bugs here. But I think there's some liquid on there. Sure what that is. All in all, it doesn't look so bad. So I will just go and put in hopefully some of these missing plungers. I have my bags of C64 keys here. These are from this Kickstarter, I think it was a Kickstarter or Indiegogo campaign. And I have some plungers here. Not sure if these are the right ones. Let's check. And I would need, I think, just two. It could be that I have just two, which would pretty much match. Yeah, I do. Yep, that's all it takes. Two plungers. Very good, very good. I have more, but these are different. These are the, I did 3D print these. I think these were for the Amiga. Not sure. Yeah, these are my 3D printed ones. I think I made these for the Amiga. So, very good. Nice. Okay, that is that. Let's put this to the side. And I will quickly clean this a little with some IPA. Just give it a slight wipe. Let's say it's a wipe. Like this. So that it takes off the dead bugs but doesn't take off the contacts here. Okay, that's done. Let's put it back on. Is this the right way around? Yeah, it is. Like that. And then we put the screws back in, and then we put on some keys, and then we solder this on, and then we can test. So let's do this. We'll spare you the video of me screwing back in all the screws, so jump cut. Okay, all the screws are back in. I did put on some fresh kept on tape. I will check if I have some replacement screws here, but I don't have some in my key thingy. So now I need 4 springs, and I need one of these stabilizers for the space key. Not sure if I have one. Nice. And a space key, of course, which I also do have. So I'm missing one of these white things. I have one of these stabilizers here, which can go in here, but it's pretty pointless if the second one is missing. And I don't have any springs, which is shit, because now I can't test it properly. Let's go and solder that back on, so maybe that will already solve the problem of not working keyboard. Not sure. Now it's on. Okay. Good. That's fixed. Let's put on some kept on tape there too, because sometimes this shorts out on the shortboard version. Like that. Minus the springs and the missing keys, that should give us a working keyboard. I just remembered that my son had a box of springs for some school project in 20 popular sizes. Let's check if we can replace some of these here. Yeah, I think no luck here. But let's not give up so easily. Let me check if I can make this work somehow. This is super hard to press, but since you're not pressing F1 all the time, I think this can actually work. And I just did take this narrow spring and widened it on the bottom so that I can put it around here like this, and then I cut it to size. And this is, and I have one of the springs here just for reference, cut about here. Put it on, the key on. Whoa, yeah. Yeah, that is super hard, but we have that spring here now, which we can use on the inst del key. I also noticed that there was no spring under the question mark, which is, yeah. And I will move this to here and this one here, and then I can produce 2 more of these springs for the F keys, and they will be super stiff, but if I need to press them, I can press them and they won't give a signal all the time, which is important because it seems to make the keyboard controller or the CIA a little nervous if there's action all the time. Yeah, I will sooner or later change these springs out for better ones, but for now this will do. It's like a little workout every time you press an F key. Forgot about the space bar. So let's for now produce another one of these springs and maybe change out the pound key because I'm not using that too often. Yeah, now the pound key is also a workout. Nice. I have this one for the space key and I will not stabilize it yet. Yeah, that should work for now. And here's the C64 for testing. And there we are. And keys actually work. Pound, yeah, it's like a little workout, but it does work. I'm not sure why it didn't work before, to be honest. Maybe it was really because of the shift lock key, or because some of the keys just press down all the time, the F keys or something like this, and they were blocking. Yeah, but every key seems to work. Ta-da! And see, there are much more chips in here that we can try. And we don't even have empty RAM, which is nice. And this is a 250407 Ref A. So what do we test? I would say we first test the PLA here. So remove the GAL PLA, put in this known good working PLA. Got it. Okay, and moment of truth. Do we get one working chip out of this? It seems to work. Okay. Okay, so PLA seems to be okay. So I will just leave this in here and put this GAL PLA back into my spares pile. What else do we have? Let's check. Can we switch out here? Let's try the CPU just for fun. Okay, nice, fresh, unknown working condition CPU put in. Fire. Okay, not bad. So I start coming to terms with this machine. Seems to be okay-ish. So this machine is way better than the first one. The first one clearly was a donor board of some kind. And I might even go and try to fix this one right here. So what else can we swap? We can swap the BIOS 727 out with the old and with the new. That's in. Let's see. Not great. Not great. So we seem to have another deadish BIOS ROM. What else do we have? CIAs. Let's check the CIAs. Do we have? Yeah, we have socketed CIAs. Nice. So we also do have a character ROM and the basic ROM, but I don't have these socketed on the other machine, so we leave them like that. Doesn't look bad. And that doesn't mean much. Yeah, so far so good. So for CIA to actually be correctly tested, you would need to put it into both positions and let it run, because if it is in position 1, which is the left one, then it's the keyboard and joystick thing, and if it's here, it's a serial. So we can just test it here and it works with the keyboard, so that's good. So let's test the other one. It's a bit wonky, but it should work, if it works. Yeah, this works. Seems like it. Okay, so we got 2 CIAs, 1 PLA, also we got a CPU, which is nice, and that's it for now. That's not much. And a keyboard that's not working for some reason. And we can close up this machine because we are done testing. So in one of my upcoming videos I will take a closer look at these, or this C64 and the other one. I think the other board is gone, but this one could be saved if I have another VIC chip. Yeah, all the other chips I do have, because I just removed them except for the SID. Well, we didn't try the disk drive, but I have a feeling that it doesn't work. Let's see. Okay, drive is still there. It's pretty dirty. And I mean really dirty. Wow, look at that. Yeah, all the ICs are sorted, so maybe we get away with this. Let's clean this a little. So I will lube the rails a little with some silicone grease now that I have cleaned it a bit. And that should help it move better. Now let's clean the head with some alcohol. Okay, so we did a little maintenance. So let's put it back together. Grab a C64 and take a look if this actually works. And we can, while we're at it, if this doesn't work, I might use it as a shell and maybe sell the board in unknown working condition, because if this doesn't work, the drive is probably at fault, and yeah, if the head is gone, that's pretty much it for the drive, at least when I'm working on it, because I hate with passion to work on these disk drives. Okay, I'm all set up. This is my Art64, which I made with my son Jonathan. We painted this black and then put that stuff on here. I have a cover made by Charlie Horn. If you are on the C64 Facebook groups, you might know him. If you want one, just contact him, I guess. And I have Basil the Great Mouse Detective. I have the 1541-2 set up with a known good power supply, so let's switch it on and see if it explodes. Didn't, just made sounds and went to the green light, which is good. So let's see what we have. Yeah, and we get the popular file not found, which points to a dead drive, the classic. But nevertheless, I mean, it's blinking, so the board seems to work. The case is in immaculate condition, so I will swap my ugly case with this one. So I got a nice looking 1541-2. We'll put on the label in front here, and all shall be nice. Yeah, so I think this concludes this video. I will not test all the joysticks. I just assume they work, and if they don't, I don't really care. We'll just throw them on eBay as untested, and off you go. Okay, so this concludes this video. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I see you in the next one. Cheerio.
Thank you for watching Retro is the New Black. If you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe. If you like the video, please share. Every like, share, and comment helps a lot. Until next time, bye-bye.